All right, back at the spotlight. We here with the 223 class. What you 220? 224. Some of the young guys coming up. Some of these guys got offers. Some of the guys are up and coming. Now I got Justin King on my side. I'm just let him introduce himself because he got so many accolades. Go ahead.
How you guys doing? Justin King from Pittsburgh. Went to Gateway. I was doing one corner coming out when I came out of high school. 55 offers, 15th player overall. Went to Penn State. Played 3 years there. Played corner, receiver. Left early. Played in the NFL 6 years. Transitioned out into personnel and then football ops. But recruiting coordinator at Penn State, recruited guys like Michael Parsons and Pat Fryermuth. Went on to the XFL to help start that league, bring in personnel, and found college players like Kenny Robinson to give an opportunity. So kind of seen the whole spectrum from player and as a coach's kid the whole way. My dad's an associate head coach at Penn State now, so got a unique view on the football ecosystem.
Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Lamont, Payne, Strader, 2023. Julian, quarterback, Payne, 2024. Raion, Strader, corner, wide receiver, 2023. All
right. So let me ask you, how has the recruitment process been going for you? Some of y'all unknown. Now you're starting to get the buzz. Some of y'all was getting buzz out of 8th grade. You know what I mean? So how's it going for you?
I'm enjoying it. Gotta be patient. It's looking a long process, but it's definitely cool. Yeah, it's good. It's like it's not slow, but like it's oncoming. So like it's a couple schools, but I'm waiting for more. About to start putting my film out. Just waiting.
Yeah, like they said, just trying to be patient, waiting for school, trying to get some good film out. So more schools start looking at me.
Right. Any advice to give them?
So you said junior?
Yes.
Junior, sophomore. So I think the biggest thing at this point, I guess your high school career, I guess, is to kind of make sure as a junior, right, that you're taking the next step from being, I don't say the underclassmen where you're like overperforming to like dominating the guys that you're going against, right? Like making sure that every week is a splash play or you're doing whatever you need to do. And as underclassmen, like true underclassmen, sophomores, it's really just playing fearless and making plays. At this point, right now you're kind of first getting evaluation eyes on you from the coaches and things of that nature. You're playing your first years of varsity football, so it's like trying to see if you're big enough, right? Like honestly, see if you're big enough, if you're good enough as an athlete overall, and then see what you're made up of, right? Like as a sophomore, that's kind of what you want to see in order to get to get an offer or get truly recruited. There's got to be some level of some elite redeemable qualities being shown throughout that progression of your sophomore year. So I think continue to work on those things, and as you're being patient, like work on those, continue to work on your skills throughout the season. That's what I think a lot of guys lose track of throughout the recruitment process. Continue to work on yourself and start evaluating schools. Understand what you want from a school. You know what I mean? So when they do start to come, you're not like just taking in the offers and it's like, oh, this guy has this guy has that. It's like, no, this is a fit. Oh, this is a fit. Oh, that's not a fit. So you can continue to focus on progressing and getting better at what you're doing and finding the right fit for yourself.
So let me ask you. So some of y'all getting buzzed right now. All of y'all basically getting buzzed. So what's it like now from last year to this year? What you're having to deal with when you go into these games?
Just a lot more people looking. Like coaches starting to come to the games. A lot of people text me before the game. It's just like more people just recognizing you and like.
You getting a lot of hate?
Yeah.
Too?
Yeah. People be trying to hate.
Yeah.
But I don't let it. I try not to let it get to me at all.
Right.
It's nothing for.
Right.
Mainly, I really just try to keep the mistakes low and really just prove everybody like I can really ball.
Right.
Like as they know.
You from Lincoln?
Exactly. Exactly. Like he said, just go on the ball. You got more eyes on you. Obviously, pressure's on, but you can't fold under pressure. So it's kind of a motivation thing. The pressure's gonna help you at the end of the day if you really meant to play.
Right. Now for yourself, being high, you really ain't getting a lot of action right now. Nah.
No.
It's just kind of like staying away from you. What advice would you give him?
Not getting a lot of action. You gotta. It's hard if you're playing one side of this corner, right? Like just take off the obvious. But the biggest thing is like get involved, right? Always make it a point to yourself, like get to the end of the ball, or talk to the coach if you want to move around a little bit to see if you can do something to that nature. But what you said about not making mistakes. As sophomores, I wouldn't even worry about making mistakes. I would just be worried about trying to make plays.
Mm-hmm.
Like that level of fearlessness
Yeah.
of showing that I'm out here and I should be out here. Because like when I was a senior or a junior or sophomore, I was doing stuff I probably shouldn't have did. But like I showed that I had the confidence that I like kind of what you said. Like I'm not worried about making a mistake.
Justin was
like,
running 4.2s though.
But you gotta know you gotta know your skill set, right? If your skill set is being shifty, or if your skill set is being whatever it is,
Right,
or your
right.
skill set is being more competitive and whatever, like press that on everybody,
Yeah.
right? Like put that on film. That's your resume throughout the whole thing. So the biggest thing is like knowing your strengths and like turning the knob on it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Right,
That's
right.
what you wanna do. You don't have to be patient to do that, right?
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
so you need to be patient when you're recruiting. Like that's external,
Mhm.
but internally you can work on your stuff. Just find out what that is and turn it.
Right. So let me ask you this. So now, y'all in the week 0, game 1. What's the next steps you feel like that you got to do to improve from these last 2 games and turn it up to the end of the season? You know what I'm saying? And just like Justin said, you need to self-evaluate yourself. Did you feel like these first couple games, did you play up to your expectations?
I feel like week 1, I ain't had the best performance. I could have protected the ball more and improved. Just evaluate our opponent better and prepare better and just try to execute better on the field.
For me to evaluate myself, it's like I feel like I was doing good, but there's always more room to improve. Like improve on my technique. I always stay confident in my technique, so really just keep working on that, perfecting my craft.
Like you said, I don't think I had a good, week 1 game. But like you said, work on my technique, perfecting everything, making no little mistakes. So at the end of the day, no one can question if you're a dog or not on the field.
Right. So with you, a lot of these guys is defensive guys that play another position. You're a quarterback,
Yeah.
right? So what's that preparation like? Because I don't really get into the quarterback's a hard position to evaluate. It really is. So I kind of like, I can see a DB, a lineman. I'm like, I can see the footwork. I'm making a call. Okay, boom, boom, boom. But quarterback, what's your preparation like?
Like watching film, seeing like tendencies of the defense, like what defense they kind of run on like down the distance, like see what defense doing, like if it's 3rd and long, see what they do, or like 2nd and short, see what kind of defense they're in. So you just prepare for that and game plan for like plays to beat the coverage. So
The execution part.
yeah.
Right. So, with you all playing the defensive back position, what's your all's preparation like?
It's mainly, it's about formations. Once you really master the formations on the film, it's really, now you start looking to the player tendencies. Like what the quarterback does before he passes the ball, what the quarterback does before he runs the ball, the down and distance, or if he'll look at a wide receiver once or twice before he throws it to him. It's like the little stuff you really have to look at before you go into the game.
Like you said, definitely the little things, I'll look at the linemen, see, if there's a run play, their stance, pass play, their stance, kind of pick up on that. But definitely the quarterback and receiver tendencies. So, if they have a connection and, there's a hand zoom over or something like that, I'll be able to know and pick it up.
So, Justin, if you evaluate that, what they just said, you been evaluating,
Yeah.
what would you grade them and how would you, what other keys would you tell them?
I mean, I don't think there would be like a grade associated with it. I think you broke it down right when you said like starting off with the formation, understanding like the overall like how the offense is trying to attack you, and then going against the receiver in that standpoint. Like I think breaking it down that way is a great way to look at the game. Same thing what you said, right? Like looking at it from that standpoint. When I came out of high school, again I played running back, so like a lot of times when I watched film, I mean, I didn't really fear too many athletes, you know what I mean? So then I played corner at special levels, but on offense, I watched, how offensive and defensive line flow. We ran a zone offense. I like read the bubble, the 3-tech, if he went this way, like, okay, this week I'm pressing tight and I'm going to be cutting back a lot this week. Or this week, I'm going to skate to the sideline this week. So like that was like what I took onus of to stay disciplined in my approach, right? So if I was playing a corner, a receiver that was super fast, I would just hone in on that. But I think the way that they broke it down was actually really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really does, yes. That's real good. So now we moving further into the season. What's some of the things, the goals that as an individual and as a team that you all want to do?
I just want to win, try to win, make it to Whitfields, hopefully go make a state run, just get as far as we can, just want to win. That's my main goal.
That's a really good team goal. But for me, I would really want to let coaches know I could tackle. Like, they look at me, and that's the first thing they look at is like my weight, my size. They know I'm like tall, long, and rangy, but they really want to know if I could hit. It's like, that's one thing I would really like to focus on. I got good ball skills. I can turn the ball over. DBs all put that on their film. I really want to let them know I can tackle.
As a team, getting another conference championship, we haven't had one since '72, so it's been a while. So it'd be cool to put one
That's
up.
72.
Yeah, it's been a while. So I want to put one of those up, and then as an individual, show coaches that I have good hips, good hips for everything, techniques, everything. I think I'm physical enough, and I can ball skills, so come down my technique.
Another thing for me is showing coaches that I know how to read the defense and I got good accuracy and I could be a pocket passer if I had to, but I can also run and break the pocket and get some yards on the ground.
Right. So even with you, right? Do you feel like there's added pressure on you? With you being a quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like they evaluate you differently?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
That.
I mean, being a black quarterback, wherever it may be, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's more pressure and it's just harder.
Right.
I just feel like more pressure.
Right.
I would say the obstacles I do see, like the big thing that you're talking about working on, like trying to make every throw on the field, right? Those deep comebacks across the field, show that you have pocket presence, mobility in the pocket. We're talking about reading the defense so much. I mean, you can do that, but I mean, they said the same thing about Justin Fields. You know what I mean? Coming through, so don't get too bogged down on that. Keep doing your thing and working on that. You talking about tackling, like don't get too bogged down in the technique.
Mm-hmm.
Tackling's an attitude. It's like me versus you. I'm getting you down. Like it's. Say, get your head here, do this, do all that, but tackling is an attitude. Regardless, you get the person down. Like that's a thing. You know what I mean? So you tap into that. Don't worry about that. You just keep doing your thing. When we come talk about the hips and all that, have fun. Like don't worry about how people are judging that stuff. Show that you're an elite athlete by pressing the gas on being an elite athlete. You know what I mean? Your hips will show. Like just be loose and stretch and do all that good stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the main things is everybody wants to win. Yeah. And then once you get past the winning aspect, then, this whole recruiting game is somewhat crazy. Y'all both DBs. Y'all friends, but there's always a competition. Y'all want to see, well, man, hold up. I know I'm just as good as this person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's always that. And then you go into, after the season, and then you go into the whole 7-on-7 aspect. And then you go into the camps. And that whole 7-on-7 is just a whole nother world in itself. You know what I'm saying? Name some of the things that you feel when you're looking at another person in your position you're going against. What's that like? Like, you like, man, hold up. I know I'm just as good as this person. You know what I'm saying? This dude's ranked this high. Because these is all feelings, because I hear it all the time. People talk about this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I get calls from parents. Man, this dude really ain't that good. But guess what? Some of these people don't know what to look at, bottom line. So, and that's why Justin's here, because I can call Justin up and be like, well, what you think about this guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People look at me just on the aspect, I'm just a speed trainer, but I got a credibility. So I'll go ahead and take it to a guy that does. You know what I'm saying? So what's that like for you all?
Competition in general, I just like it. I just try to compete the most I can. But people try to compare me to other people, and I really don't pay attention to it. But when I look at the film, I think I'm the best quarterback in my class. Mm-hmm. If you ask me, I just feel like I'm the best.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, I do see the rankings. I do see people over me that I feel like shouldn't be there, but it's like, I know me being as a confident DB, that's just my style. It's just, I feel like I'm better than anybody. If you step up, I feel like I'm gonna win every time.
Right.
And so I really don't pay attention to it. I just stay patient and just keep doing what I'm doing.
Right. And a lot of your process, your buzz came summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah. You went to camp, had a good camp, and then your buzz came in the summertime, the next thing you know, you balling 7-on-7, and then boom, you get an offer. Yeah.
Well, like you said, confidence is everything. It don't matter who I'm lining up against. I'm gonna go out and compete because it's what I love to do. Of course I see the rankings with other people above me, but like if they're better at me in something, I'm gonna try to see what they're doing and try to use it in my own toolbox to help me and benefit me.
Right.
I think that's real good stuff. I think I keep hearing just we playing quarterback. I understand all the different pressures because it's different playing quarterback and plus playing corner. Like we're looking for, we're looking for corners that look like you guys. Like sometimes the quarterback's not always looking like. Don't be afraid of gifts, man. Like whatever gifts you do have, don't be afraid to like narrow it down. Don't feel like you have to be a pocket passer. If somebody comes and you can go for 80, go for 80. You know what I'm saying? Like never leave track of that because you got something that other people don't have. And like press that thing that you have that other people don't have.
Right.
Coaches might say like, oh, we want you to do this, or oh, the noise might make you feel like I have something to prove. I gotta do my hips. I gotta prove this. Keep working. You know what I mean? Keep understand what you need to get better at, but like just keep doing that. Impress the things that you're good at. That would be my biggest takeaway from.
Yeah. In conclusion, listen, y'all. Use Justin. Justin been there. You know what I'm saying? Stay in touch with this man because he knows about the whole recruiting process. I know some things, but he's been there. He's in the war. He's been in the war rooms. He knows what he's talking about. He's one of the greatest players that ever come out of the whip you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and he's been on every level. So you use this man. All right.
And I will say, you guys said the thing. I don't have like good advice about taking it personal when someone's ranked higher than you because that was terrible. I mean, it could have been a USA Today like, oh, these are the top 3-5 juniors in the country, and I was. It was bad, you know what I mean? But like, channel it. You can channel it to like the stuff that we're talking about that you don't have to be patient with. It's like, oh, all right, that's what it is. All right, go hit it bad. Go throw the ball, do what you gotta do. Go work on your stuff and do speed turns to make like that thing that you're trying to work on. Like, it's that. Work on it. It'll come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, appreciate y'all.